Royal shocker. Princess Leonor leaves Spain for love. Christian waited in Denmark. She didn't ask permission. She didn't wait for the crown. Princess Leonor packed her bags and left Spain for love. For Prince Christian, no one in Spain expected this. Not the press, not the palace, not even some members of her own family. But Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne, made a decision that stunned the entire nation. She quietly left Zarzuela Palace, no press release, no motorcade, no ceremony. Just one discreet car, one trusted driver, and one determined heart. Her destination, Denmark. Her reason, love. Prince Christian of Denmark had been waiting. Not just for her arrival, but for a future they had begun to imagine together, one that didn't always follow the rules of royal duty. For months, rumors swirled about their deepening bond. Public appearances were analyzed frame by frame. Their glances, their closeness, their subtle touches, all dissected. But few believed it would lead to this. To her leaving Spain. What the world didn't see was what happened behind closed palace doors. Leonor had just completed a major milestone, finishing her military training, emerging not just as Spain's future queen but as a strong, disciplined young woman shaped by duty. But when she returned home this summer, something was different. She was quieter, reflective, still respectful, still regal, but carrying a weight. Because while the world applauded her every step, her heart was aching for someone who wasn't beside her, someone across the continent. Prince Christian. Their love story had blossomed far from cameras, beginning with royal gatherings, charity events, and official visits. They were brought together by protocol, but they stayed close because of something no protocol could explain. They talked late into the night. They learned each other's fears. They shared the pain of growing up in the spotlight, and the loneliness that sometimes came with being heirs. And now, after years of friendship that quietly became love, Princess Leonor decided she could no longer ignore what her heart had known for months. Spain, for all its beauty, felt incomplete without him. And so, she made a decision no one saw coming. She told her father, King Felipe VI, in private. The conversation, insiders say, was emotional. Not dramatic, not angry, but deeply heartfelt. Leonor looked into her father's eyes and said words few princesses have ever dared to say. Papa, I know my duty. But I also know my heart. And I have to go to him. And King Felipe, a man who once fought for love himself, who once married Queen Letizia despite pressure, understood. He did not stop her. There was no formal press statement. Just a quiet acknowledgement within the palace that Her Royal Highness was taking a personal leave. When Leonor arrived in Denmark, Prince Christian was already waiting. Not as a prince, not as a royal, but as the young man who had been patiently hoping, praying, that she would come. Witnesses say they embraced at a private estate outside Copenhagen. There were no photographers, no palace staff, just two young hearts reunited. It wasn't a fairy tale moment. It was real. Leonor didn't arrive in a gown. She wore jeans, a navy coat, and no makeup. Her hair tied simply, her face calm. And when she saw Christian, he said only one thing. You came. She nodded, teary-eyed, and whispered. I couldn't stay away anymore. They spent the weekend in complete privacy. No public outings, no media, only those closest to them knew, and they protected that sacred moment. What followed, however, has quietly sent shockwaves through both royal courts. Sources close to the Danish royal family confirm that Queen Mary and King Frederick were warmly supportive of Leonor's visit. Privately, they've long admired her sense of duty, her grace, and her commitment to both her country and Christian. There have even been whispers that a private meeting was held, an informal one, where both royal families discussed, not engagements, not wedding plans, but love. The kind of love that requires patience. The kind of love that might reshape royal traditions. Because for the first time in decades, two future monarchs, from two different kingdoms, have fallen in love in plain sight. And instead of resisting it, they're choosing to protect it. Insiders say Princess Leonor will return to Spain soon, but not with the same boundaries. She is expected to continue her royal responsibilities. But now, every decision she makes will be guided not just by duty, but by love. Those who saw her arrive back at the Spanish palace after the Denmark visit described her as transformed. Confident, peaceful, still royal, but grounded in something far more human. Her mother, Queen Letizia, is said to have embraced her tightly. The queen has always been fiercely protective of her daughter, but in private she understands what it means to fight for love. She did it once, too. What this all means for the future remains to be seen. Will Leonor and Christian make a formal announcement? Will this visit lead to a royal engagement? Or are they choosing to walk slower, more privately, building their relationship away from cameras and expectations? What's certain is this: Princess Leonor has taken the first brave step. She left the comfort of tradition. She stepped outside protocol. She followed her heart. And Prince Christian, ever patient, ever loyal, was right there waiting. It's not just a royal romance. It's something deeper. Something the world rarely gets to witness from within palace walls. Two future sovereigns, choosing not just duty, but devotion. They're not rewriting the rules. They're proving that even within the ancient walls of monarchy, love still reigns. And this quiet, powerful choice, is perhaps the most regal act of all. Because a crown may one day sit on her head. But today, Leonor wears something even more powerful. The courage to love, fully and fearlessly. And Christian, he carries the quiet honor of a man who waited, not for a title, not for a promise, but for the one person who made his world complete. Spain may have been shocked. But perhaps, just maybe, the world needed this kind of shock. The kind that reminds us that behind every title, behind every throne, beats a heart willing to risk everything for love. And that is what Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor just did. For her heart, for her future, for him, Prince Christian waited. And Leonor came, not as a princess, but as the woman who chose love.